We're on.
Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Hump Day, which means it's time for Boob Tube. And it wouldn't be Boob Tube without my lovely co-hosts, Casey Carter and desirable Desiree Bottom. Hello, ladies.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, that.
I am not an award-winning singer. In fact.
Yeah. But let me tell you,
kind of...
did I mention the fact that I went to karaoke and like in one of those little karaoke rooms had a grand time. We all sounded horrible. If it wasn't for the fact that I went with my coworkers, I would share the video. We had a great ass time though. I can see why
Love it.
Folks love doing it because it was bomb. It was bomb. Anyway, sorry, Kari. That just go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It is karaoke, so of course I want to hear about it. I love those rooms. Those rooms are so cool. Like I did one in New York and I did one, I think it was in Florida, but the one in New York was really, really dope. They kept bringing the drinks and yeah, we sounded horrible also, but you'd have thought I was Whitney Houston in that room because I was singing my lungs out.
Singing our heart out.
Yeah.
There was a the SWV song week. Oh my god, there were 4 of us. We killed it. I mean, like literally, we murdered the song. It sounded so bad. But if we were not full on committed, everybody had a part. We had some moves. Oh, it was so good. And then we had an Usher moment. We just ran one Usher song after the other. And then like that Monday, my coworker and I, we were like, oh my God, all the songs that were on our karaoke list, we didn't even sing. So
anyway. It's like guys, that sometimes.
Oh. Go ahead. Do you have a favorite, like a go-to karaoke song?
I do. Tell me. Guess what? It's super corny. I have 3 go-tos, but 2 of them are like the ultimate go-to. My first go-to is Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive. Don't ask me why. I did it for the first time, super drunk on a cruise, and like killed it. Just killed it. Like literally, I murdered the song. My second go-to, and this sort of ages me because when I was young, this song was like hot as hell. And it is Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. Love it.
Oh, yes.
Love that. Then my third.
I did not see that coming.
I know, right? So my third is Prince's Darling Nikki.
Okay.
Yes. And then, when we went recently, we were scrolling through the songs, and one of the songs that popped up was Careless Whispers. Let's just say my coworkers were like, I've never heard of this song. And oh my God, you knew all the words.
Wait a minute. Is that like the sexy sax one? Like the...
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Okay, Desiree.
That's it. For a minute, I was a little scared, but she had it right. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, so, and the reason why I say that is because that is like the biggest meme. Like, they meme that song all the flipping time. No lie.
Okay, yeah. I gotta find it. I gotta find some. Because when I tell you, when I was done singing the song and my coworker said, oh my God, you knew all the words. I was like, huh? Okay. She's like, you didn't miss a word. Like, you sang them all.
I love it.
Thank you.
My go-to song is Cyndi Lauper, Time After Time.
Nice.
I like that.
I do like Careless Whisper too.
I like that. I didn't want to really fuck them up and start going into my Duran Duran phase. I don't think they'd have been ready for that.
You listen to Duran Duran?
I grew up in the fucking 80s, man. In the 80s.
I love Duran Duran.
I grew up in the 80s.
What's
mine
yours,
is
Desiree?
Mine is In Excess. I Need You Tonight. I like that one.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm eating cherries. Cherries, I'm realizing, not very sexy while you're live. Okay. I'll hold it.
Well, it's better than eating a banana.
Okay. Funny story. So about 3 or 4 years ago, I was live on cam, right? And I got an eating show, and the only thing I had was like some fruit. And so I had some strawberries, some blueberries, and some cherries. Well, the cherries have the little seed in the middle. So I spit the seed out and it hit the camera and the camera went rolling. And they were like, "That's a very strong spit action you have there."
Yes, Kari.
And I'm like,
It is.
how did that even happen? Like, it was so funny because all I saw on the TV was the camera.
That is
Yeah,
fun.
it was funny. That is funny. I did not know I had that kind of.
Well, now we know.
Now we know. What are y'all's favorite karaoke songs? Those of you that are watching, let us know down in the comments.
I would love to know. I would love to know.
Me too.
Me too. Tell us in the comments.
I do want to give a quick shout out to those that are in the chat right now. We've got Chew, Jason, of course, Charles White, Christopher Gagliardi, Casey All Night.
Even though he now has my name right, but yes. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. We got one. We've got my go-to song is Bolero by Maurice Revel. It has spiritual meaning and it speaks musically about the creation of the universe and earth. Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
Hey by Julio Iglesias.
Oh, let me throw that out there. Thank you.
Okay,
Nice.
yeah.
All right. Thank you for playing along, Christopher. Appreciate that.
Yes.
And to the rest of you, what is your favorite? You know what? Des, put that question in our chat. What is your favorite karaoke or what is your go-to karaoke song?
Okay.
Yes. What is your go-to karaoke song? So, unfortunately, we don't have any BMF updates because it's the finale just aired.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do something a little bit different. And before we get started into the things that we've been watching, we have some new stuff coming out. And of course, because our favorite, what do we call her?
She's like our fourth co-host. I know that's technically Jay, but Jay ain't here.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to say mascot because she's not really our mascot.
Right. That's why I didn't say that.
True.
The Boob Tube ambassador.
I'll go with that.
The Boob Tube ambassador, Halle Berry, has a new movie coming out.
Hold on. Here we go. Mm-hmm.
It is called Never Let Go.
And I watched that shit is strange.
So according to that, it means never let go of your kids. But
that's what I would thought of it.
Yeah, it has a much more sinister meaning. So a family that has been haunted by an evil spirit for years. Their safety and their surroundings come into question when one of the children questions if the evil is real. So essentially, it's post-apocalypse. So they've got all these, people that are dead, not dead. I don't know exactly if they're zombies or whatever, but they're off in this remote cabin in the middle of absolute nowhere in a forest. And she has her kids, like when they go outside the front door, they tie themselves up with these ropes that are attached to the house. And so, yeah.
And so she basically tells them, never let go of the rope.
never let go of the rope.
Oh.
But
And
one of the boys is curious.
Uh-oh.
He lets go. He gets untied from the rope and he's like, nothing happened to me. So he's now convincing the other little brother, like, hey,
are you
this is,
sure?
yeah, are you sure? Like, mom's over dramatizing. Meanwhile, there's all these things out there waiting to
And let me tell you,
get.
watch the freaking clip. So Kari sends me this email earlier this week and says, "Hey, I want to run this, Holly Berry preview for her next movie." I'm like, "Oh, yes, Holly Berry. I don't care what it is." So I Google Holly Berry movie, and of course it immediately is right there, right? So I'm like, "Never Let Go." Okay, all right. Well, let's see what this is. I watched the preview. I'm like, and I immediately email Kari back. I'm like, what the hell? No, I'm not seeing this movie, Kari. I'm not seeing this movie. The way Kari described it, and I am encouraging you to see the little sneak preview. Please watch the sneak preview because Kari made it sound. I'm not gonna say she made it sound nice. Creepy. And if you're into creepy, watch it. Please watch it.
I'm going to watch it.
I want you to go see this movie when it comes out because it's creepy.
I'm into creepy. I love horror movies. That's my favorite genre. But I want to watch it because I am now curious of the ending.
It reminds me of the movie where people had to be quiet. It reminds me of that.
A Quiet Place.
It reminds me of oh my god, I can't think of the name of the movie that was like the Japanese thriller, the crazy looking in the woods black whatever girl hair whatever. Why can't I
The Grudge.
Yeah. There's visually it reminds me of a lot of different movies that aren't necessarily my cup of tea. But I also say that to say kudos to Holly Berry for doing something that is totally outside of what we are accustomed to seeing her do. And you know, in her so in Hollywood, women of Holly Berry's age, no matter how beautiful they still look, they don't get the sexy roles they used to get. They become somebody's mom, their auntie, their grandma, and Hollywood then goes the extra mile to make them look older, to make them look matronly. And what I've noticed, if you're a Holly Berry fan like me, what I've noticed about Holly is that she's gone out of her way to actually take characters that are completely different than what we are used to seeing of her. I mean, she recently played a character who was a boxer, and we are not accustomed to seeing Holly Berry get beat up. Okay, Holly Berry's accustomed to getting beat up, but we're not accustomed to seeing Holly Berry get beat up. But I'm just applauding the fact that she's not allowing herself to become the matronly older woman. Because I'm sorry, she's still sexy as fuck. I hope to grow up and be as sexy as fuck as she is and I don't think she's that much older than me, but god damn it, if she ain't sexy.
I'd have to agree. She definitely is very, very sexy. Mm-hmm. Let's find out, how old is Halle Berry? Actually, I'm not going to look it up just yet. I'm going to let you guys answer in the chat. How old is Halle Berry?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Give us your best.
So I was kind of getting like, what's that show, the Bird Box?
Yeah.
Was it that one? I was getting vibes like that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
From that, what you showed from the trailer picture.
It's funny because, like I said, it reminded me a lot of different movies, and I didn't watch all of Bird Box, but I did watch some of it, and I would agree it reminded me a little bit of. And again, this is watching just 2 minutes of the movie, so
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys brought it
All
up.
right. Do we have any guesses?
I don't see any.
Without using Google, you can't use Google or IMDb. You have to just guess. But let's move along to something a little bit less exciting. But we're only sharing it because she's being canceled and it is less exciting. There's a new movie coming out called Atlas, starring Jennifer Lopez.
On Netflix.
Jennifer Lopez soups up for
Okay.
space. This new action movie sees Lopez stranded on a far off planet in order to protect life on Earth. Could this really
Oh.
happen? This would be great. And
Mm.
she could take the diddler with her.
Mhm.
Especially
Mhm.
since there's rumors that her and Ben Affleck are splitting up. Yeah. The Baroness. Yeah. Just to kind of give you guys a little bit of context about, for those that may not know, Jennifer Lopez has been trashed on social media, specifically, like obviously for a long time, but more so and more prevalently over the course of the last few months. And the stories are of how incredibly rude and disrespectful she is, and just out of control. Like, I understand being a diva to a certain extent, but she will have an orange drink if you know, you know. That's a whole thing. But um, she's been canceled. Everyone, like, there's this whole thing about celebrity cancellation, like the Kardashians, obviously, Puff Daddy, P Diddy, whatever we're calling the diddler, and Jennifer Lopez is at the top of that. And I only mention it because normally when a new J-Lo movie comes out, people are usually pretty excited. But there's literally nothing. Like, I only found it because Netflix sent out this email that said coming soon
Right.
this Friday, Atlas, and I'm like, is that J-Lo? Like, they usually put things in big bold letters. There's like trailers, like they really usually spend a lot of money promote. I think this movie was filmed before her
Of course.
album movie
Mm-hmm.
and all of the latest BS. And so they're just like, well, we've already made it. We might as
We've
well
made
put
the
it out.
investment to get some of our money back. So I actually saw the trailer.
Oh.
I did. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm not watching that for other reasons. And then, well, let me say this. I saw the trailer and said, I'm not watching that. And then I said to myself, okay, I want to watch that just so I can talk shit about it. So, because I genuinely liked the movie she did on Prime. I really did. I enjoyed the theatrics of it. I thought it was very, very
Same.
creative. I enjoyed the music, whether she sings her own songs or not. And I don't know. I just found it clever, because if you're old enough to remember when Thriller came out and Billie Jean and Smooth Criminal, like Michael Jackson did a lot of very creative videos that were at that time sort of like little short form films. And so her movie kind of reminded me of like just a long video, just a long video. So I liked it. I liked it for the creativity of it. But I saw this trailer and was like, why does this movie remind me of other movies and it's not a good version of those other movies?
So to speak on the video movie, I enjoyed it
Mm-hmm.
until afterwards when I kind of peeped a lot of the commentary and her, like when people started like picking it apart and why she did it, it just kind of made me second guess. And the word narcissist kept coming up. And then you couple it with all the people that are like, "Oh, my encounter with her." And it's just like, I understand everybody can't be the sweetest, most adorable person when you meet them in person, but at some point, I just feel like some people get to a certain status, whether it's financial success or both,
Okay.
and they think it's okay to treat people like shit. And I don't like that. So, it just took away, like, it's hard to celebrate. Like, we talked about this, Casey, about being able to celebrate, she's older in life. She's obviously experienced some challenges due to her ethnic background, things like that. So, for those reasons, I was like, I'm all for it. I support it. I want to see J-Lo succeed. And then you hear this shit where you're like, you literally make people cry and people quit their jobs because of you, and you're like, damn, why? I don't know.
Here's what's interesting, because you and I did talk about this in one of our pre-show moments before, and at that time, and even now that you're bringing it up again, it reminds me a lot of the chatter that was said about Mariah Carey, and how
Okay.
the prima donna, and she would show up to things late, and her rider had all of these specific overly ridiculous things or whatever. And it, this is one of those things that for years I've wondered, how do people, or not so much how, let me back up, what happens with celebrities where you start to hear these kinds of rumors about them? Like, what are the experiences that they have where they would go to the extreme of actually saying, don't make eye contact with Jennifer when she comes in the room, don't say her name, don't speak unless spoken to? Like what is the experience that they've had that they feel they have the right to now demand people to act in such strange ways in their presence? Because I do find it a little off-putting, but I also, in some ways, am like, they chose to live a life of celebrity where cameras are always flashing people. And now that we live in an era where people have the ability to talk shit about you publicly, you now have to also contend with that. So, do have they had these experiences that have left them so unnerved that they feel compelled to lay down ground rules for how you need to, be in their presence? Not that it's right, but I just wondered about that, because you hear it about a lot of people, and it may exist with people you don't hear it about, but you know that's just something that's always run through my head. Now, the other thing I thought about J Lo when Kari and I first had this conversation was, Puffy's trying to shut that bitch up. So he's got his people working overtime to trash her. Because one of the things you mentioned, Kari, was about she doesn't really sing her songs or whatever. And I'm like, yo, she's been doing Jenny on the Block for how many decades now? And there has definitely been rumors of people who don't actually sing their own, sing their own songs or whatever. And I'm like, why now do we want to single J Lo out? Like, all of those things that you and I talked about. I'm like, the timing of saying all of this shit about her, to me, is too coincidental to all of the things that are happening with Diddy. And when you think about it, one of the major incidents with Diddy was while he was involved with J-Lo. And from all of the things we heard, celebrities everywhere have wanted to be at his parties. And J-Lo was at the parties.
Right.
I promise you, I would bet both my kids she done seen some shit, and he's trying to shut her ass down. And therefore, this is why we're making sure we trash her.
She said, I would bet both of my kids.
Both my kids. Both my kids. Sure would.
I mean, it's definitely up for, I definitely agree with you on a lot of these tactics were created to, one, offer a diversion away from the P. Diddy stuff, but also, yes, to give her some sort of like, this is just a taste of what's to come. Keep your mouth shut and you won't have no problems. So I definitely agree with that. But I also think some of it is just karma. Some
Oh,
of
I
it
don't.
is just
Yeah.
you
Oh
get
no,
to a
for sure,
certain stage,
for sure.
and I feel like, some people just need to be humbled.
Because
But anyway,
I am not questioning whether or not the statements are accurate. I'm just questioning the timing of all of
for
this stuff.
sure. For
Questioning.
sure.
Because that is way too much smoke out of nowhere. Way too much smoke. Just saying.
I absolutely agree with you. So, what do you guys think? Chime in. Do you think that P Diddley is behind a lot of this J-Lo stuff to keep her quiet?
Is
Or
he
do you think
being
it's just karma or both? What do you think? We'd love to hear about what you think in the comments.
please,
We'd
please
love to put
share.
those comments up here. The Baroness says, I think Beyonce did that better with Lemonade or Melanie Martinez with K-12.
Mhm. Yeah, I did post that on the screen there, girlie.
Yeah, we were just,
Mhm.
deep in our J-Lo conversation, but
Yeah.
let's move on.
Let's move on.
Let's talk about what we're watching. Because I'm watching a very disturbing show called Under the Bridge.
Oh, you're still watching that. Okay.
They are literally only putting out each episode each week. So I have to wait
Ah.
until Wednesdays to watch it. So I watch it
So,
just before I come on here.
okay, so remind me again, what is that on? What platform?
Under the Bridge is Hulu.
Okay.
It's on Hulu, and it's a story based on a true event or a true story about a Indian young lady who was living in Victoria, BC in Canada, and she was being bullied by a group of girls that lived in a well, one of the girls was rich, but the other girls were in this like girls home, wayward kids type situation, and then other kids from the school. And inevitably what ends up happening is they jump her, and the girl that has money takes it upon herself to after so the girl gets jumped by like 10, 15 people at the same time. She makes it out alive, and she starts walking home. And as she's walking home, the girl who pretty much incited this rage filled event in the first place is like, I need to, obviously in her mind, she's thinking, because she's sick, she has some serious sociopath issues. But anyway, she's saying that, oh, we need to go check on her. But ultimately, in her mind, she's saying, we can't let this girl live because she's going to tell on us. And so, yeah, so she hunts her down and ends up drowning her. And at this stage of the show, like the episode that I just watched, there was a young boy or a young man who helped facilitate the disposal of her body. Like he saw her drown the girl, and oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's okay. It's okay. And so right now we're going through his trial. And through his trial, they're trying to determine just how complicit he was. But they're really building the narrative that he was responsible. They haven't put the other girl on like they're doing her trial separate. And she just manipulated her way out of right in the way that they set it up in at least in this show. In Canada at this time, all of the people that are involved in the crime that are obviously they're all under age 18 end up in this like juvenile detention center together. And she manages to manipulate her way out of detention, even though she's the one that is responsible for 90% of everything that's happening, maybe even more. But she definitely is the mastermind and manipulator behind the whole situation. So, anyways, he ends up today, the episode today, they were talking about, or they put him on trial, and he gets on the stand, and at first he's like, I don't know, I was really really drunk, blah 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 blah, but then he starts admitting the truth. And essentially they're just like, nah, we think that you're guilty, and they give him life in prison. And it's just like,
How old is? Because you said young person. How old are they?
I want to say they're like, the girl that ended up dying was 14.
Oh,
I knew
that's
you said
heartbreaking.
young, but that's not as young. I thought we were talking much older. Wow.
No, no, it's a very disturbing series. Only because it's based on true events, and
Yeah.
these people were super cruel to her, super, 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 super cruel to her, and it makes you sit back and just think about, was I ever that mean to anybody? And if I was, could I go back and apologize? Like, I almost feel like making a TikTok that's like, if I ever said anything or did anything to you as a young person, I would like to personally apologize at this time, cuz
Yeah.
it's just so sad. And then, the parents are, I mean, the good thing about the show is that they go into the background of like how the girl was struggling to fit in, and
Mm-hmm.
she just wanted friends, and she does some things that really fuck up her family.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. She makes some accusations that were untrue, and it just turns into, "What's up, Alex?" So yeah, Under the Bridge, and I'm invested cuz I really want to see more, so not the trial of the kid, the boy. I want to see the trial of the girl, cuz she is calculated and manipulative. And yeah, there was two girls, three girls actually. When it started, it was three girls, but it's the two ones that are mostly responsible are Joe and Kelly,
Are they
and they're
all,
best friends.
are they also around 14?
Yes.
Hmm. I, let me just say this. There it As a girl, there is an age where girls are absolutely horrible, or at least where it starts, where that girls can be horrible to one another, totally unprovoked. And like it seems to, for whatever reason, start in middle school, and that freshman, sophomore year of high school is where a lot of girls either find their spot where they're in neutral territory and nobody fucks with them, they are a part of some cool clique, or they become targets. And I I can recall, well, let me say it this way. Let me say it this way. After high school, I played back in my mind experiences that I had, and I'm like, shit, I was a target. Oh my god. I didn't realize that. I say that to say, I think because I had enough confidence in myself that I didn't
Mm.
pay my experiences any mind. I just kind of was like, whatever, fuck it, whatever. But when I replay them, like my sister and I are 15 years apart, and every now and then we have conversations about our experiences in high school. She had some negative experiences in high school that left her scarred in some ways. I had negative experiences that I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that that was supposed to hurt my feelings. My bad. But it's interesting that it all starts around the same age. And I don't know. I'm just glad
But
my children did not necessarily have those experiences. But I do know there are literally categories that you sort of fit into. And it is nowadays, I think, with social media, more damaging than it was when I was growing up.
True, true. I'm glad we didn't have like cell phones and that growing up. Like to be
Mm-hmm.
honest, like I think I had like the Polaroids. We used to like do that, have the little
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
shake it, and yeah,
yeah,
it was fun.
I was bullied,
No
so
social media.
I definitely, I mean, maybe that's why this show just touches
Have
my heart the way that it
it.
does, cuz I remember being bullied and everyone reacts to bullying different, so there's no one right or wrong
True.
way. I turned into a fighter. I fought back. And so, but it went to an extreme that as I was a young adult, there was a time when when I started going to clubs that I was literally kicked out of and banned from every club in the county
Damn.
because somebody would say something to me and it would instantly turn on
Trigger.
this it would trigger me and I would just
Yeah.
feel like, well, this is going to turn into a fight. So I might as well just get this shit over with.
Gotcha.
And I was constantly fighting, and it got to a point where, you know, a lot of the clubs are owned by the same companies, and so they
Right.
would share security.
Right.
And I would go to get in line and they'd be like,
Not
no,
today, bitch.
no, ma'am, not today. And I'd be like, for real? So
But you know, and again, like what you're describing is exactly what I'm talking about. That we, even if we don't allow it to break us down, we still in some ways internalize it, and it affects us. And I, yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know that I could sit through that, but I certainly can understand for
it's hard.
yeah.
It's hard. It's hard watching. I do that with a lot of different shows and movies though that I see where people are being treated that way. Like even when it comes to like DV and things like that, like I struggle
Mm-hmm.
because I've worked really, really hard to get to a peaceful place in my life where I'm not a fighter anymore. And I got the fight in me.
Right.
Don't for 1 second get it twisted. It's there. Like you said,
it can be triggered.
today.
It can be triggered.
Mm-hmm.
I had to be somebody I
Yeah.
really didn't want to have to be.
Yes.
That's the situation. I got into a little tittle, like it wasn't physical, but it was like things were being said that were leading to the point where I was gonna have to like be physical because I was like, look,
Shut
I'm
shit
only gonna
down.
let you say so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, listen, I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of the person I become when I forget who that I know you. And I start beating you like some random man on the street who just took it upon themselves to swing on me. So I'm telling you right now, let's just squash this shit and move on. It's safer for everyone.
Yeah. And it's, you know, it's funny because again, you and I were chatting before the show and you asked me how I was, and I told you I had a day that made me be a version of myself that I don't like. And this is at work, and I literally had to leave my office and do things out in the field, as they say, because I'm like, I can't focus on my emails. I'm afraid of having conversations, even with my admin, who I absolutely love and adore. I'm like, I don't want to come out my face in response to a question to her. I don't even want to give her the energy that I was feeling. And I kept saying to the folks in my office, I'm like, I have to go because I can't bring it down. I can't settle it down. So I need to get out. I need to go outside. I need to go do other things.
Take a breather.
Yeah, because I'm like, I could feel that negative energy in me. And I'm like, I don't want to project that on anybody else who did not trigger it. Like, it's not fair, right? So yeah, you can experience things that, again, in the moment you experience it, it doesn't bother you, but because you internalize these things, you can be triggered, and something else somewhere else will bring out the ugly in you. And you know, I have had to learn how to check my mouth. Literally had to learn how to check my mouth, because I'm like, if you allow me, I will
I'll
slice
do it.
and dice that ass with
Listen,
no remorse. And here's the thing, not that I have a problem with apologizing. I just don't want to have to apologize for something I didn't have to say. I ain't say I ain't thinking shit, but I can control what comes out of my mouth, right? Like, I don't have to tell you that I think you're cunty. I can think it all day, but I don't have to say it and create drama that doesn't really need to happen, right? So I'm very, very careful about not saying the things that I'm always thinking. And, you know, it has definitely allowed me to peacefully coexist with people. But don't for 1 second, like Kari said, don't for 1 second think that the smoke ain't coming. It's there. It's waiting. It's waiting. You can get some
Listen,
smoke.
for those of you that don't know, and I didn't share earlier, I just came back from San Diego. I went to California to see my family. My grandfather turned 90 years old on Sunday.
Bless.
And my wonderful partner got us tickets to fly out there. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I know how it is to be in an environment where it's easy to take what someone says and it instantly you shift gears without even realizing it. And it's like you say things not realizing the impact it has on the people around you. So I understand having to practice that self-control because I had to do it this weekend too. Even though everything went really well and there wasn't any like major issues, there was a time, the last time that I was around my family, which was 20 plus years ago, I was not the best version of myself. I mean, I was young, dumb, and thought I knew everything. And the biggest thing that I will share is that when I was growing up, I didn't get in trouble for the things that I did. I got in trouble for my mouth. My mouth was reckless, unfiltered and reckless. If I thought it, I said it. If I thought you thought it, I said it. My mom hated taking me places because I'm the one that would be like, dang, don't you got a washer and dryer? Why are your clothes so dirty? Like, if I thought it, I said it.
Okay.
And so that's what I got in trouble for because my mouth was reckless. I would say things that would hit you in the gut and just leave you looking like, what? Why would you say that? Like, that's literally what I got in trouble for. So this past weekend being with my family, that's the version of me that they remember. The unfiltered, always running my mouth, didn't give a shit about who I started shit with. Like that was who I was. Well, obviously, many, many years later, I've matured, I've healed, I've grown, and I work really, really, really hard. Like you said, Casey, we work hard to be better versions. But trust and believe, there was a piece of me in the back of my head that was like, say it.
Ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
In the Black community, we be like, I wish it would. I wish it
Right.
would. I wish you would.
Yeah.
Please go ahead. My permission. Go ahead. But anyway,
yes,
because I can go down a rabbit hole on that. So let me tell you, today I had been putting this off and putting it off, but I wanted to see the Tom Brady roast. First of all, I am not a Tom Brady fan because I don't like the motherfucking Patriots. I don't care if he did go to Tampa. I don't like the Patriots. Fuck Boston. Now, having said that, this bitch is beautiful. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Ooh.
He's Tom motherfucking Brady. He's beautiful. I watched the roast. 3 hours, y'all. 3 hours.
What?
Beautiful. I didn't realize he is Ken doll beautiful, gorgeous, tall, long, lanky. His hair was perfect. His face was like perfect. Perfect. He's gorgeous. Gorgeous. I don't like Tom Brady, but he's gorgeous. I want to see his kids. I guarantee them the Giselle Tom Brady combo genetics gotta be gorgeous. Now, okay, I got that out. Okay. There were some funny ass comedians. First of all, Kevin Hart hosted. And throughout the entire show, Kevin Hart, every time he got up to the podium, he just made sure to say, fuck you, Tom. Fuck you. Like all night, he just wanted to, every time he got up there, fuck you, right? But there was some really, 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 really funny moments. Nikki Glazer, oh my God, she was hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. Comedian Sam J. Sam J is a lesbian. And Sam J was like, I gave up dick and blah, blah, blah. And she said, but Tom, just, like, I just want to like officially retire from dick. Like, but let me just like you, like, she was like, let you be the last one that I do just to officially retire. Like you retired. I want to officially retire from dick. And um, Kim Kardashian, that was a moment. That was a moment. That was 5 minutes. They should have never given up. Like she was, okay. So let me say this. Way back in the day, I watched the Ray J video. I had one comment about Kim Kardashian in that Ray J video. And my one comment was dead fish. Dead fish. That was my description of Kim Kardashian in that video. That was my description of Kim Kardashian in the Tom Brady roast. Dead fish. They could have saved that 5
She's
minutes.
not even funny. Why was she even in it?
That is my point. That is my point. Because there were plenty of people who were not funny, who were funnier than her. Way funnier than her. But I absolutely loved it. I would highly recommend. I could go on and on and on. I would recommend watching all 3 hours of that roast. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. Even if you got to sit through the lesser funny people to get to the funny people. Gronkowski was like, they roasted him. He was like a semi-roast in the Tom Brady roast. So fucking good. I love a good roast. This was a good roast. Really good. You got to watch it.
Sam J is the one that I went and did the HBO special in New York.
Right. Yes. I love Sam J. Oh, wait. So okay, I gotta say there's one thing about that. So when Tom Brady got up to do the final whatever and to kind of get back at people, he Sam J was sitting in a row with these other folks, right? And he, trashed everybody except for Sam J. And he made this comment that he wasn't gonna say anything bad about Sam J because she looked like the dude that that tore his or did something injured him. And I was like, oh, that's funny. But Netflix, Tom Brady roast, hosted by Kevin Hart, really insignificant, but funny as hell. And apparently it aired live. And this was the same weekend that Cat Williams' program aired live. So I think Cat Williams was like that Saturday. The roast was on Sunday. Netflix is doing something with this live stuff, because that was the other thing too. Gronkowski did his thing. He took a shot. Why did dude throw the shot glass down? Like he threw it on the ground and it shattered. Nobody was expecting that, and they were all like, "Okay, that didn't just happen." But anyway, Tom Brady roast. Watch it. You're gonna love it. But he's beautiful. I hate the fact that he's beautiful. Oh my God, he's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm saying a dude is gorgeous, and he's gorgeous. I still hate the Patriots, but he's gorgeous. Can't deny that. Anyway.
Say it one more time for those that don't know.
He's fucking gorgeous. Beautiful. I'm actually beginning to wonder who's prettier, him or his ex-wife Giselle. That's how beautiful he is. Yeah.
Lord.
Gorgeous.
Wow. What you got for us, Desiree?
I'm going to go with Arcadian with Nicolas Cage. Did you guys hear about it or see it? If not, I would highly recommend checking it out. So it's like a post-apocalyptic kind of show as well.
What's it
It's got online. Online or at the movies.
Where online, Desi?
Online. I'll slide it in your DMs. I'll slide it in your DMs later.
That's fair. I'll take it.
Okay. So yeah, post-apocalyptic. It's got that Harry Potter guy. What's his name too? I forget. Jaden Martell, the Harry Potter guy. Yeah, him too.
See, when you say Potter guy, I'm thinking Harry Potter. That's the Harry Potter guy.
right? Yeah, Harry Potter. So, anyways, they get ready for this like end of the world thing, okay? So, and it's like kind of like horror action kind of movie, okay? So, what happens is they get ready, and there's like, I don't know, it's like these creatures, okay? So they come out at night. They have to stay locked in their houses until the daylight comes. So it's, I don't know, you might think like vampire, but they're not vampire. But they can't be out in the daytime. So, anyways, so they're like all going to do some stuff. The one brother ends up falling in love with the other family's daughter. So they end up like meeting up at a tree. There's like a little romance, da 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 da. And then the other brother's going out like scavenging for like things that they need. So like batteries, kind of like things like that, because I mean they're like running out of materials, right? So anyways, in the show, it ends up where, like, I won't give it all away obviously there, but they have to fight these creatures off. And the one chick, she's like so badass, the one that fell in love with the other guy's brother, she's like has a freaking shotgun. She's like freaking blows these freaking creatures' heads off. And it was so epic. I was like, damn. Because I'll be honest with you guys, like for me, I've never experienced that before. Like I think, like I want to learn, because like shooting, I think protecting yourself is like a really big deal. I feel like, but as long as you do it in a safe manner. Right. So I really, really want to like learn how to like go to a shooting range, kind of like practice with firearms, but in a safe manner, right. Or like, you know, whatever it is, right? So because I wouldn't survive. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't. I would be like so chicken shit and run away and be scared and be like, I'm like, I would. It would be so insane and crazy. So, yeah, it's called Arcane. Google it up, or if you guys don't have it, I'll slide it in your Casey and Kari's DMs in the BoobTube DMs.
So, if listening to you describe it, it again takes me back to what we were saying about the Halle Berry movie. It sounds like something else that I've seen out there. And granted, it is not unheard of that some movie is going to be similar or sound like or look like some other movie, but just listening to you describe it, I'm like, that sounds like some other stuff, you know. But anywho, guess what, y'all?
Any motherfucking who.
Okay, so wait. Go, Kari. We earlier in the show we asked the question of whether or not, you know, what people's thought was about Halle Berry's age. Unfortunately, we didn't get any guesses, but
August 14th, 1966
is currently
57.
Nice.
That is a good ass
58 in August.
That's a good ass 57. Yeah.
Look.
And actually, she and I are a lot closer in age than I thought, because I'll be 55 on my birthday. Thank you very much.
Don't you got a birthday coming up?
June 16th. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Hell yeah.
Yes, baby.
Maybe I have to stop in Atlanta on my way down to Florida.
When are you going to Florida?
Next we can month, talk about that. Hold up. Why am I going to Florida is the better question, but I think you already know.
Are you talking about Miami?
Yeah. Yeah, those. The things.
Yes. Listen,
of the things.
I plan on celebrating my birthday in Miami. Ooh, I'm also hold on. I'm also doing golden showers in Miami. I'm gonna let that marinate.
Casey Carter. Casey Marie Carter. How dare you say such a thing on our show? Are you trying to get us in trouble?
No.
Crickets. That's all you hear.
Okay, hold on. It's time to do our stuff that we do at the end of the show.
Why am I going to Florida? Why is Casey going to Florida?
We're
When are
about
we
to
gonna
tell you
get?
why.
When are you coming back to the States, Desiree? Well, we're going to Florida June 28th through the 30th in Miami, Florida for the wonderful Exotica Miami show. You can get your tickets at EXXXOTICA.tv. And of course, it's Ladies Free Friday, so sign up for your free tickets. But also, Edison, New Jersey, October 25th through the 27th, and December 6th through the 8th in Washington, D.C., which is my backyard. Again, you can get your tickets at Exotica Expo and Ladies Free Friday. So bring a date, bring your girlfriend, or I don't know, bring your mom.
Yes, and we're dead ass serious about bring your mom because there's a lot of grown folks up in there. You'd be surprised how many folks you see up in there. Anywho,
Hey, what's up, Senpai Electric? Smoke weed every day. September 13th through the 15th, 2024 is the third annual 420 Expo. You can follow us at the 420 Expos on all social media platforms and get your tickets at 420expo.com. Or if you want to exhibit, you can get your information there. But nonetheless, we want to see you there. 420 Expo, September 13th through the 15th, 2024 in Edison, New Jersey.
Woo, woo.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
And we would very much love and appreciate if you'll follow us on our social media. You can find each of our accounts in the pink box located right here on the screen. We'd also like to take this opportunity to say thank you for all of those that are watching for the first time and those that watch every week and everyone in between. We very much appreciate you guys coming to our shows.
And hanging
It means
Heck
the
yeah.
world to us. And if you haven't done so yet, hit follow, hit subscribe, leave us some comments, share this with your followers. The love is much appreciated. Keep it locked
Tell them
right
to come on
here.
down.
Yeah, come on down. Keep it locked right here on Exotica TV. EXXXOTICA.tv.
Yep.
Because I haven't said this for some years. And we'll see you next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same chime. Same. Apparently, I'm picking up some of Desiree's G's. Same time, same bat channel. Back to you, Casey.
Peace out, y'all.
Bye.